All right, guys. One of the things that I haven't seen a lot of video footage on was flushing the cooling system on your M88 motor. And I thought I would just kind of walk you through some of the steps to do that. I'm in the process of doing that now in my 1984 M635. And something I've been wanting to do for quite a few months and finally able to get around to it today. One thing on these cars is what I've noticed is a lot of owners will kind of neglect the cooling system, and also really flushing the coolant out. And over the years, owners and mechanics will tend to just put cheap coolant in these cars, which I am not a fan of and certainly don't advocate. You can see on my car when I bought it, whoever worked on it last in the cooling system used sort of the green over-the-counter like Prestone that you can get you know, anywhere, and it's probably okay, but I wouldn't really recommend it for this car. My car has never run hot, it's never overheated, it's actually always run at a good operating temperature. If you guys have been keeping up with me on my videos and then the channel in regards to the work on this car, you saw that I renewed the entire cooling system on the car, meaning it's got a new radiator, new BMW water pump, every single hose has been changed, water hose has been changed, expansion tank, anything that carries coolant or water has been changed, right? Even the clamps. So when I removed the cooling system last year to install all these new parts, I just topped it off with distilled water. And so I've been running it for a little while with distilled water mixed with that green Prestone or whatever was in there. And now is the time to flush all that green stuff out and put in the right coolant. So what am I using? What do I recommend? I recommend this Beck Arnley Euro concentrate. I've already mixed this one 50-50, and this has an agent in it which really works very well with the wetted aluminum parts in the engine. So it's been proven to be a lot more effective in terms of preventing any galvanic cell creation, and then any agents that can cause corrosion, or anything that any chemical reactions that can cause corrosion. This Beck Arnley coolant is really the way to go for the BMW, but also for if you have an all aluminum motor, of course in this case with the M88 iron block aluminum head. So anyway, can't recommend this stuff enough. It's the blue, it's blue in color, and you can see it's recommended pretty much and used by most, if not all, European manufacturers. So I use this in my Porsches, the Mercedes, and now my M635. So that's what I'm going to put in the car. To really get the old coolant out of the engine, it's a little bit tricky because you got to warm the car up, and then this is a very important step. Make sure and turn your heat on full blast, on your fan on full blast, so that way your coolant is circulating through the heater core. You do not want to have the old coolant stuck in the heater core and then new fresh coolant in the engine. Make sure everything, the whole system, the whole circuit is open. So it's the middle of summer right now in Houston, so it was pretty uncomfortable driving around with the heat on full blast, but it's what we got to do. So I took the car for a couple of mile spin on the highway or on the feeder road here just to get up to operating temperature. Came home, jacked it up, and the way to drain the cooling system, because the radiator hoses are on top, there's no convenient spot using the hoses, so you have to use the drain on the block, and I'll show you where that is. So It's not in the best location, but it is accessible. And you just have to watch that you don't burn yourself. So it's very hot. Here's the plug, and this is a 19mm plug that's on the side of the block, and I'll show you where that lives. Okay, so I'm under the car, and you can see right there that hole, and there's the headers. That's where that coolant plug resides. So you have to pull that out using a swivel 3/8 ratchet. That's what I used. I took the brace here, the chassis brace out that goes from the right side to the left side. I took that out to give me some more room. That's only 4 nuts holding it in place, and that kind of opens up this area. You have to be careful that you don't burn yourself against the headers, because it's going to be hot. My headers have been ceramic coated and it was still really hot. If you have a set of gloves that'll protect you while you do that, then certainly go that way. Another thing too is you can kind of work your hand this way by the engine mount and sort of snake it alongside the block and get to the plug. So that's the way to really properly drain the cooling system on the M88, as opposed to the radiator, which is what most cars you tend to do. So anyway, I'm gonna keep filling the engine with distilled water, and I have lots of it, as you can see, until this cup is clear. And then once it's clear, then I know I've got rid of all the old green stuff, old stuff, and then I'll start filling it with the blue Beck Arnley coolant. So hope that helps. And car is coming along and looking pretty good. I just finished refinishing the front grills and the M badge, so that came out pretty good. It was looking pretty crusty before, and then I also painted the trim alongside the windows, so that all came out pretty good as well. So anyway, I'm gonna continue working on it. Hope this video helps, and I hope everybody's doing well. Take care.